Alright everyone, and we're back with another build video. Yeah, I'm pretty excited because today we're going to be working on one of my favorite, definitely one of my favorite companies to work with, and that's Canonkeys. Their presentation is just always top notch. I really love how they package everything, how they send everything over. I think it's great, and I think it's really fun to work with. So I picked up one of their hot swap keyboards, the 60%, and I'm really excited. So let's get into it. So here we have the box. Pretty simple. First of all, I love the switches that I ended up going with are another version of the Gatoron linears. Just really enjoyed the color scheme. That's all, and matches the keycaps that I went with. So I went with their PTB Moon keycaps. These are from Canonkeys. First of all, just the box presentation is just absolutely like top notch. Just absolutely awesome. I'm like I said, I'm just really impressed by how they send everything over, how everything's packaged, and just huge fan. When opening the box, I just love how they, again, love how the keys are packaged. The top layer ones are not really that impressive, but as we get down, some of their like custom design keys, again, that are moon themed. This influenced, like I said, the reason why I chose the keycaps, or excuse me, the reason why I chose the switches, but also just love these keycaps in general. Yeah, really, let's not drop everything. That would have been fun, but yeah, just look at some of these like really cool custom moon designs that they put on the keycaps. So yeah, huge fan of these. Exactly the reason why I chose this keyboard. Yeah, so really excited for that. But the like real kicker here, and this is what like really just wowed me, and I can tell you for a fact, my next couple of builds will probably be coming directly from Canonkeys. Just gonna admit that bias right now. So if I go ahead and open up this box, and I've already taken a look at this, but I want to show you guys. First of all, like the carrying case. When I felt the box, I knew it was I knew it was going to be a bit weighty because I knew it came with a case. But the carrying case is just like great. It's this really nice material, like scratchy material. It feels like if I were to drop this, my keyboard would still be protected. I just looking at the zippers. Check out some of my other videos. I'm also in the backpacks too. This definitely isn't like an AquaGuard zipper or like a water. Like this is not going to protect this against like probably the elements, but it looks like it would stand up against a lot, and it would probably take a lot just given the material to damage this keyboard if it did have to survive the elements. But yeah, hopefully that'll never be the case here. Go ahead and open it up, and just like how it's put in here. So there's a couple of straps in here to kind of hold the case in, and there was a piece of plastic around this. I did get a little excited and threw it out by mistake, but yeah, like this case is the most solid case I've ever held. Just a really solid case. The plate, as you can see, is screwed already into the PCB, which is already installed in the case for you. So I'm actually excited about this. I've said to you guys in the past, this will be a really short video, but this will actually probably be a really short video, given the fact that there's probably not a ton to do here. We'll pop in the switches, which won't be too terribly exciting. We'll also pop in the stabilizer for the space bar, and then we'll be able to start installing our keys, and that's really it. Like there's not a ton to this, but yeah, this is really exciting. I'm really looking forward to getting this together and building this with you guys. But yeah, this will probably actually truly be a short video because there's not a ton here. But yeah, so I just wanted to call it out. This is some really great presentation by Canonkeys, and I didn't want to miss that. So I'm gonna clean up my space a little bit, and get this box out of the way so I can have a little bit more room to work with. You know, as usual, have my little screwdriver kit here that you guys have probably come to see quite a bit. But yeah, so I'm gonna take the screws out of the plate, get that off of there, and then we'll start, like I said, installing the switches. Once the switches are installed, one thing I've gotten in the habit of doing prior to installing the keycaps is just running over to the computer really quick and testing them. This is a VIA. This is a VIA firmware keyboard. Their website didn't make mention of QMK, so I'll be honest, I didn't really take a look, so I might take a peek at that while I'm sitting over there. But yeah, I just want to run this through the configurator, either the QMK configurator, the web-based one that allows you to test keys, or I'll open up VIA. One of the two, either will do the job here. But yeah, to test out, make sure that all the switches are firing before I put the keycaps on. Yeah, I'll come back. We'll do a little test, but I have a friend who let me test the keyboard with these switches in it, so I already do know that I already do know I'm gonna be a fan of them. Probably one of the reasons that I went ahead and ordered them just so confidently. But yeah, so let's get into this. We're gonna get the switches installed, and then we'll get moving. So we'll be right back with that. It is a lot easier, and by I say a lot, I mean ridiculously easier to get the stabilizer installed if you take the PCB out of the case. Again, not something you actually have to do, but something that I just think will make it just a tiny bit easier. One other thing I want to call out that I think is another cool, again, just like calling out this Canonkeys quality, and I don't know if I can capture it super well on here, but I'm going to do my best. So if you take a look on the PCB, you can probably see there's some lettering on here, and what's really neat about that is the fact that it's telling you where the keys go, which I think is just super cool. Again, so as you're putting the keyboard together, so I have my stabilizer installed, which is really neat. Getting ready to reinstall the PCB back into the case, but what's really neat is, again, as I'm putting this together, I'm going to put my switches in, and I don't have to guess where each key goes. It's already kind of done pretty nicely for me. So just another one of those quality of life things that I want to call out, that just overwhelmingly impressed by Canonkeys and their what they've produced here. This is so far just been a great keyboard to work with. Yeah, like I said, I know I tell you guys a short video all the time, and I say that, but this is genuinely one of those times where I really cannot find a way. I was even thinking before I started working on this, I cannot find a way to make this any longer, because there's just not one. And that's something I really do enjoy about this. Now, I know I definitely owe you guys a keyboard build with some soldering. I keep saying I'm going to work on it, and then these really great hot swap keyboards show up, and I can't even begin to resist the urge to pick one up. So yeah, but I'll definitely, I want to do a video of a keyboard build that does involve some soldering. Mostly because I want to talk about just my process and how I get ready to solder a keyboard, and some things that I think about, and some best practices I kind of observe to make sure that I'm safe and make it easy to fix mistakes. That's one thing that I definitely, it's taken me a couple of tries to learn about how to fix a mistake when you are soldering a keyboard. So, alright, cool. PCB is back in the case. That's perfectly fine. There's not too much I think I'm going to have to do with that. I'm going to put the plate back in. I'm actually going to screw the plate down. That way I'm not going to have to fight with it while I am installing the switches. Again, like I said to you guys, once I get all the switches installed, I will go over the computer. I will plug it in. I have a really just because I've put a keyboard together, done all the stuff, put the keycaps on, and then come to find out like multiple switches aren't firing, and that's just a huge pain. Um, I don't know if you've ever been in that situation before, but if you have, it's you know it's not fun. Um, it's a lot easier on a hot swap keyboard because you can just pop the switch out and either replace it, or if it's a pen, bend it back in place. If it's a soldered keyboard, desoldering is I can without a doubt say one of my least favorite things to do when building. When the keyboard flows and there's no issues, it's great. But if you have if you have to desolder, there's definitely not it's not one of my favorite things to do. So yeah, gonna go ahead. I'm gonna drop the switches in. Again, like I've said before in the past, I like clacky, not clicky, and this definitely falls into that range. I want it to clack. I don't want it to click. So let me go ahead and get the switches installed, and we'll be right back. All right, here we are. Switches in, stabs in, stabilizers are in. Firmware is working and loaded, and all the keys are tested, so we're good to go. So we're gonna start picking up our keys and getting them loaded onto the I think I'm gonna like this. So gonna get these loaded on. Yeah, and then we'll do a quick test, and then we're out of here. So like I said, this one is actually like, well, I say we're really quick. Like this one is actually legitimately really quick. Yeah, so let's get moving. All right, here we are. All done. Keycaps are on. Yeah, I'm really happy with how this turned out. I love the look of it. Again, love that really solid feel. Yeah, I went back to 60% just because we got this nice new desk mat, this bigger desk, and 40 felt like a little tiny on it. Also, just wanted to kind of venture back in the 60 world and see if I missed anything. And I actually do like this. So we're gonna do a quick type test, see how it sounds, and then we're good. Yeah, so yeah, loving it so far. Love the feel of the sound, and really easy to set up and program. So yeah, like I said, for real, for once, this is actually a short video. So thank you guys for tuning in. As always, if you like what you saw, please like, comment, subscribe, and we'll be back with another one. And this time, I actually promise that I'm going to get you guys a soldered keyboard we can look at rather than just the hot swap one, so you can see a little bit of my process there. Catch you guys on the next one.